everyone, it's Tori, and today I'm going to show you a super easy project that takes about 5 to 10 minutes, and you can use fabric that you already have around your house. Today I'm going to show you how to make amazing drawstring petal bags. Now, there are so many uses for these cute little petal bags, and let me show you a couple of examples. So in this case, you'll see that this is an open bag. You can actually use this to put treats in. You can put the little treats as an open kind of bowl, which is kind of cute. And then you can also use it to give it as gifts like this with a super cute drawstring. So this is one version. I'm actually gonna show you two different versions. Also, the great thing about these bags is that you can make them different sizes. You can make giant bags, you can make really tiny bags. I have made them in multiple sizes as well because, again, like I said, you can use fabric that you have around your house. So I like to use up scraps that I have. A big passion of mine is using scraps and using what we already have, so these are a perfect project for that. Now, I did just tell you that I'm going to show you how to make two different versions. So the second type of bag that I'm going to show you is actually my favorite, and it's this one right here. It's still a petal drawstring bag, but you'll notice it's a little bit different. The petals stick up. And the coolest part about this bag is that it's reversible. So you can turn this inside out for whatever you want. I really like this style right here. Draw it back up and you have your little bag. This one is a little bit more difficult. So this one's probably gonna take you closer to the 10-minute mark just because there's like extra sewing involved, but both of them are great. So without further ado, let's walk through the process. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe if you like this type of content. Also, follow me over on TikTok and Instagram. You get a lot of sneak peeks, first looks at different projects. Also, it's really great because a video like this came about because I had people ask for it on TikTok. Thanks for stopping by. Let's dive right in.
To make this project, you'll just need 2 pieces of square fabric the exact same size. And again, depending on what you have, I used fabric scraps, so I'll have one that's going to be a little bit smaller. That one I think was 7 inches, and the other one was about 9¼ inches. You'll also need ribbon or string of some kind for the drawstring. Optionally, if you've ever made masks and maybe you have a bunch of these sitting around, these are the cord stoppers, you can use these too. It adds a nice little touch. For both bag styles, you're gonna start by putting right sides of the fabric together, pinning, and then stitching all the way around, leaving an opening to turn. Then clip all 4 corners and then turn right side out. I like to use a point turner to get really nice corners. And I created a shoppable list of all the tools I'm using on Amazon, and that will be linked in the description. I do recommend giving a really good press to the pieces before going on to the next step, which is going to be to top stitch all the way around. Now, optionally, you can use an overlock foot to get consistent stitches all the way around. This one is just for a low shank machine. I use a Singer Heavy Duty, and they're actually pretty cheap, like $6. Now, this is the part where both bags differ. We're gonna start with the smaller bag, and I'm gonna do the easier of the two. For this style, which is not reversible, we'll actually use the fabric triangles to create the drawstring channels. Now, you're gonna fold in all 4 corners so that you have 4 equal triangles. Keep in mind that the fabric you see on top of the triangle when you fold it in is going to be the petal, and that's what's going to be on the inside. Like with this one, the yellow fabric, the flowers, that is going to be the petal, and it's also going to be on the inside of the bag. Now you can mark the stitch lines however you want. I find that an iron makes it really easy because you get those pressed lines in there, and that's what we're going to be stitching. Now, if you did change your presser foot, don't forget to change it back to your regular foot, and we are going to sew a 3/8 inch seam. I actually use a magnetic seam guide to make sure that I have that consistent line all the way around. Now, before I show you how to add the drawstring for both bags, since it is the same process, we're going to take a look at the reversible bag. This one is a little different because it does have a channel. As you can see here, the drawstring goes through the fabric instead of in the triangles. Now, once again, you want even triangles all the way around. You can experiment with different sizes to see what you like. I like to actually make smaller triangles here. I think especially when you're making smaller bags, it actually looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But again, play around with it and see what works best for you. Now for this style, you do need to have very precise stitch lines across the triangles. So the iron wasn't giving me a very nice visual for this one, so I ended up using these erasable friction pins. That worked really well. You can use pins, whatever you need to. You do want to make sure you can see from corner to corner, so when you stitch, you get a very straight line. Now you're going to stitch from corner to corner on all 4 corners all the way around. Next, you'll just use that line as a guide and you'll stitch about 1/4 inch on the inside, and that's going to create our drawstring channels. Now, here's something super cool. I just learned about these friction erasable pins. All you do is take your iron and add that heat to it and it disappears. It's so freaking cool. I wish I had these most of my life. Now, to open the drawstring casing, you do need a sharp pair of scissors, and you're going to be cutting both sides of the casing. If there's a better side for you that is easier to see, like I just did here, I switched it to the yellow side. It was easier for me to actually visualize this because you do not want to cut the threads. You want to keep it encased. So here I'm just using the sharpest scissors that I have, my little embroidery scissors, and you'll want to cut both sides of the casing, but do not cut all the way through. You're just creating the little channels for the drawstring. All right, we're in the home stretch. It's time to add the drawstring. For both bags, it's going to be very similar in nature. Now, one of the easiest tools I found to thread a drawstring is a safety pin. Just make sure that your safety pin fits in the channels. If you made them really small, you may not be able to use it. Now, for both of the bags, we will be using 2 different pieces of string. So you'll start with your first piece of string, and then you're going to work it all the way around through all of the channels. You'll end up with 2 ends of the string on the same side. Trim any extra string to get them even, and then you'll want to either tie the ends together or, in my case, use one of the cord stoppers to get that really cute little look. Another little tip, if you do use the cord stoppers, I found that a simple bobby pin works so well to actually add them to the string. To add the second drawstring, you want to start on the opposite side of the loose strings. Work it all the way around the casings until the 2 loose strings are on the same side. They should end up on the opposite side of the first pair of strings. Now, optionally with this style, you can actually press the petals outwards. It's not necessary, but it does tend to give it more of that petal look. So if you want to take the time to do it, I would absolutely recommend it. For the reversible bag, you'll use the same process to add the drawstring, except you'll be using the channels instead of the triangles to work it all the way around. For this bag, I just tied both strings together. Once again, you'll add the second drawstring to the opposite side of the first pair of strings. For this bag, I do find it helpful to pull the drawstrings a little bit, give it a little gather, and then cut off the extra string. It helps keep that really cool kind of gift bag shape. And that is all there is to making both styles of petal bags. You'll find with this reversible one, again, it is so cool because it's reversible. You just pull the drawstring, but then you can open it back up, flip it inside out, whichever mood you are feeling. This style of bag is great because you can absolutely use it as a treat bag, but something that I ended up doing is opening it up just a little bit and using it to hold my clips. So there are definitely some really creative uses for these.
And that is as easy as it is to make these petal drawstring bags, both kind, reversible and regular. You can use them for so many different things. This time of year, little treat bags are all the rage, but you can use them year round. Think about holidays, gift giving, make them bigger and put bigger presents in. You can even use them to, I don't know, you tell me in the comments, what would you use these adorable little drawstring bags for? Let me know. If you like this content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future maker content. And thank you so much, everybody. And until next time, see ya!